Okay, let's continue with our previous discussions. So we are here that how we can represent structure using pointer. Okay, so I have already told the first case that we have defined a structure person type, which has two member variable. One is age of the person, another one is weight of the person. One is integer type, another one is float type. Now within the main functions, a pointer variable and a normal member variable has been defined in this way. Struct, structure name. Struct is a keyword among 32 keywords in C. I already discussed. Struct, structure name, then the pointer variable, comma, then the separate variable, which is a normal variable, which is not a pointer variable. Not variable, actually, we can say it's a member. So this is a structure member, normal structure member, and this is a pointer structure member, special kind of structure member. Now, we have to store the address of the person one, the first address of the person one member within the pointer member %ptr. %ptr is a pointer type, and all of we know that a pointer variable is always storing an address of another variable. So here the variable means it can store the address of another structure member. Which one is structure member? Here there is only one structure member, person one. Please listen, here is only one structure member. This is not a structure member, this is a structure member, special structure member, which we are using instead of the normal structure member, because we are using the pointer type which stored the address of the actual structure member. This person one is the actual structure member, which returns an address type, ampersand returns the address type, and the pointer variable story. Now the thing is that why we are doing all this operation with such a complex scenario, why we are again creating a new pointer variable instead of we are directly accessing it. So it's actually choice of the developer, the programmer. A programmer can use a normal variable directly, which I have already shown in my previous examples, several examples. We can directly use this normal structure member variable to access all these things, or we can use a pointer variable. Now the advantage of pointer variable, I told during the previous case, that we have to learn the use of pointer variable because of the speed, or you can say the computational time complexity is less in case of pointer accessing variable compared to normal variable. That is the first advantage of using pointer variable. And the second advantage is that for dynamic memory allocation, you have to know how to use a pointer variable, because dynamic memory allocation cannot be done without the help of pointer variable. Okay, with the help of normal variable, normal structure members, we cannot do dynamic memory allocation. So there are several concepts in C. In future you will learn, like linked list, stack, queue. These are the various data structure which you cannot do by using only a normal variable. We can take the help of the pointer variable of structure type to do that. Okay, so that's why I'm showing you, but here you don't need to know much more, because these are very basic C programming. You need to know. You need to know only how we can access a structure member using a pointer variable. Okay, so here the pointer variable is %ptr, and %ptr stored the address of the structure member person1 by the help of this line. Very simple. Just like we have said that in case of our array of structure, if you remember the array of structure, the pointer variable which holds the address of the first element of the array. Okay, by using that pointer variable equal to ampersand array name. So it will by default hold the first variable address of the array. I have shown it in my previous lectures. Now after holding the first variable, now we can use this pointer variable to access the members of this person structure type. That means for the person one. For the person one, we can access the member. If I want to access the member for person two, then we have to declare the variable in this way, person two, and we will have to declare one more pointer variable, ptr new, is equal to which will hold the data for person two, which will hold the address for person two. So here we can also define another pointer variable, which is person new, person ptr new. So in this way we can increase the number of pointer variables and number of structure members, okay, in this way. But for sake of simplicity, we will assume that only the person one structure member we are going to access through the help of pointer variable, okay, of structure type. So this is the case. This is the new one for you. This arrow, right hand side arrow or right side arrow, we are using to represent, to accessing the pointer type of and the structure members. Okay, so person ptr is a pointer type which will hold the address of the person one. So person ptr arrow edge. In this way we can access the, this is a way of access. You have to remember, this is the way of accessing a pointer type of the structure members. Okay, so ampersand person ptr arrow age and person ptr arrow weight. Very simple. In previous cases, if you are accessing directly by the person one, we'll use ampersand person one dot age and person one dot weight. If you are not using pointer variable, but in case of pointer variable, we have to use arrow instead of dot. Okay, and in this the same way we can display the information. So let's run this code. Okay, we don't need to do that. So age of the person suppose 56 and weight of the person suppose 78. So displaying the age and weight very successfully here. Okay, so this is the one way of accessing the structure of pointers. Now I'm showing you how we can access the structure pointers through a function. Okay, so here the three concepts are combinedly used. One is function, another is structure, and another is pointer. So this is the way of how we can do this. This is one of the simple code is defined here. A structure employee type is there, character name, employee ID is integer type, and employee experience is also integer type. EMP is a structure variable of accessing these three kinds of members of the structures. So display details of user defined function I have used. So you will check the type of argument we are passing here, which is nothing but a struct employee pointer type. Okay, so this kind of argument we are passing. This is a pointer type. This kind of argument we are passing through a function. So you can understand the same thing. Struct employee pointer emp ptr we have to define because we are passing a pointer type. Very simple, similar to the previous code, and it will hold the address of the structure member ampersand structure member of emp ptr. Okay, and in this way we can read the name, emp id, and experience of the employee, and then we will pass this entire pointer variable emp ptr. Why we are passing pointer variable? That's why we have given the declaration as a pointer type, because we are passing emp ptr as a pointer variable. Here emp ptr is a pointer variable, so the pointer should be matched. Okay, so in display details, we actually passing the emp ptr as a pointer type, and the definition of the functions we are receiving by the help of same start emp ptr variable pointer type, and then simply print the name, id, and experience of those employee. Okay, so I'm running this code. This code is very simple. Only instead of directly we are accessing the pointer type, we are accessing through a functions. Okay, so the name of the employee suppose John, the id of the employee suppose 5, and the experience of the employee suppose 10 years. So this is the details list, John, 5, and 10. Okay, so I think your conception will be clear. This is nothing but a simple function definition, but in the previous cases we have seen that we can pass structure type directly through a function, or we can pass structure members directly through a functions. And here, instead of structure members and structure type, we will pass structure pointer through a function. That is the difference. Now you can ask me, sir, in which situation we are using which type of thing. So that is totally choice of the programmer, choice of the developer, that in which problem he or she is going to be solved by which type of technique. But if we use a pointer type, so I can assure you your execution of your code will be much faster compared to any other type. But right now I'm not going to say that you are going to stick your concept with a pointer type. Okay, you should be a flexible. In this course you are allowed to use any type until you are not, it is not asking in your question. Suppose your question has been given that you have to use function as well as pointer type through a structure, then you have to show this thing. Okay, so these are the various kinds of codes, various kinds of topics that I am going to cover through a structure type. Okay, so I think up to this is clear to everyone. If anyone has any doubt, you can ask me. Then I am moving to the last topic of today, that is structure union. Has anyone any doubt about structure pointer type? Has anyone any doubt about structure pointer type?
No, sir.
Okay, so everyone must practice it. If you have any doubt, please get in touch in Google Classroom. You can ask me any question in Google Classroom. I will be always there. Okay. Now the thing is that if you have any problem in sort of code, you can just take a snapshot of the code and send it to me and just ask me a question, what type of problem you are facing in that code. Okay, except that this sort of a compiler error. That means a syntactical error I am not going to solve it. Right now you have done already several programs. The syntactical error you have to solve it by your own. Okay. Now structure union, that is the last topic of today. A very important topic, and a new concept you can say, union. Okay, which is very much similar to a structure. Union is very much similar to a structure type, but what is the difference between them? In C, union is identified by the keyword union. So it is among 32 keywords in C. Just like struct, union is another keyword. The members of union share the same memory location within the computer, whereas each structure member has its own memory location within the computer. Please remember, this is the first difference between structure and union. That means the union member share the same memory location of the computer. I will show you. And whereas each structure member has its own memory location. So in the previous case, in the previous lecture, I already discussed about the size of a structure. If you see the last Zoom session, I will discuss about I have discussed about the size of a structure. So it will hold the combined size of each and individual element, the summation of each and individual element of the structure type, structure members, as well as the padding will be there. Okay. Now in case of union, this concept is little bit different. It will not added all the structure, all the union members size together. Instead of that, all union members share the same memory location. Okay, and only one memory location has been allocated, and when a particular union member is accessing, that memory location has been shared by that member. Okay, I will show you how it will done. So at any time of compilation, only one member of the union can reside in that memory location, which I already told. During compilation, only one member of union is active at the memory location at a time. Okay, but in case of structure, all the members are active at the particular operations. So the union requires bytes that are equal to the bytes required by the largest member within union. Now this is the concept. So it will actually handle it will actually share the memory locations of all the members of union, which is compared to the largest member of the union memory location. That means I will show you the union allocated fixed bytes, thus union is used to conserve or save memory. Let's check this example. This example will clear your concept. So in this example, I have created two things. One is structure type and another union type to show you the difference between them. And I am going to measure the size of structure type S1, which is a structure member S1 of sample, and union type U1, which is a union member U1 of sample. Okay. Now you're understanding what you will say. Your understanding told that D1 is a structure member of 8 byte and float is a structure member of 4 bytes. So 8 plus 4, 12 is there. Is there required any padding? If you remember padding, I have told if a if a large size data type is following a small type data type, then only padding is required. So which one is the large type data type? This one. So it was not following it because the large type data type has been followed by a small type data type. So in the opposite case, the padding is required. That means that when the small type data type is followed by a large type, then it is padding required. Okay. So in this case, I hope padding will not require. So let's check it. So okay. One more condition is there. The condition is that if you remember the condition I've told that the first condition is that a small size data type will be followed by large size data type. That in that case padding is required. The second condition is that at the end of the structure padding is required. So this is the end of the structure. So how much padding it will require? It will require equivalent to the subtract size of from the larger data type. So larger data type occupy 8 byte memory. Okay, and float occupy 4 byte memory. So rest of the 4 byte will be done for the padding. So 8 plus 8 total 16 byte will be there, and 16 byte will be the size of the structure. Now we will check the output. In that output, we will check the size of the structure is 16 byte, but the size of the union is 8 byte. Now here, if you check that, I already discussed about it. The union in case of union, one members will be active at a time, and that should be the largest member. It will occupy the memory equivalent to the largest member of your union type. Which one is the largest member among double and float? Double. So it will occupy 8 bytes of memory into the memory location. Okay, 8 bytes of space. And when D2 is accessing by the union member, 8 bytes will be reserved for the D2. When F2 is accessing for the union member, then among this 8 byte, within this 8 byte, only 4 bytes will be occupied by the F2. So in this way, if there is integer following it, if integer member is there, then the 2 bytes will be required among those 8 bytes. So at a time, one member is active in union, but the largest memory size will be occupied of the member according to it. So that is the difference between structure size and union size. Okay, so union structure is actually the addition of all the member size, including the padding of the members, and union is only the size of the largest member it will show at a time, and it will be shared or occupied or shared at a particular time by any other members of the union type. So this is the output of the code. I think all of you understand the output of this code. So this is all about structure and union. You will go through the difference between structure and union in several sites is there. These are the differences between structure and union. Please go through it. What are the similarities and differences? Okay, because the question has been frequently come, the difference between structure and union. Please go through it. And this is all about today's lecture. So I want to close the session. So if anyone has any question, you can ask me. If you have any question, you can ask me, or you can have any question that you can ask me in future in the Google Classroom chat. Shall I close the session?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyone has any objection? Anyone has anything to be asked?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, then I am going to close down the session. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this. Okay. Thank you.